Hello, greetings, and assalamu alaikum. I would like to present a brief overview of all the services that OLK12 can provide to, to your school. I will run a slideshow which will help you understand where we are coming from, and please guide us how we can help you achieve your goals that you would like us to provide services with. So basically, what I would like to present it to you, what OLK12 services can be provided to City School Network. Our first focus will be an online education portal through learning management system. This will be very straightforward. I think we have provided you with a lot of information online and the links also, but Janet will also go through all the details on it. You might not see everything that you want, but because there are so many capabilities, we could only see so much. So this will be a good interaction with Janet to go out and see and let her tell her what you want so we can go ahead and provide you with it. And it doesn't take very long. Most of the modules have already been built, and all what we need to do is to go in and get them for you and put them onto the software. The next service that we can provide is support for developing standards. And Janet will go over what are the standards. And this will be very important because this ties right into our online portal as one piece where you are teaching the students and you are expecting something from them at the end of the courseware or at the end of the curriculum. And these standards are built before you start imparting the education. The third one is assessment and competency development through matrices. So now you have set up some standards for the students to achieve at the end of the class. And how would you assess them? So let's say a student did an assignment that you wanted to see one of the standards. For example, you want him to see that he has creative sense when he was doing this assignment. He wasn't just not memorizing it and putting it on a piece of paper, or he's not getting help from somebody else. And even if he's getting a help from somebody else, he's getting the help to understand the facts and the figures and not just to memorize it, let somebody else do the work. So we will help you with the assessment piece, how you assess it, how you figure it out, and also the competency at the end of the assessment, how these assessments will relate to what the students become competent of. And when Janet will talk to you about it, you will have a better understanding. There's a piece of paper she will circulate also, I think through an email in a digital format, so you folks can look at it. It describes what these matrices are. And fourth and the foremost important thing is professional development. And obviously teachers come and go, and teachers need more interaction with the students. Teachers want to know more about changing world of education. So we can provide that service also to City School Network. So going back to online education portal through learning management system, the first point that I had. In that particular one, we will do the hosting for you. Data entry. I would like to work with you how data entry should work. There are many ways of doing it. For example, certain schools who already have their data set up, we just go in and tap to it. So basically your data, you change it, you fix it, and it falls right into this learning management system. And I can discuss that with your technology department, how we can do this. But this is something that I really would like to talk to you about, see how this data entry will work. And the third thing that we will look into is QA, quality assurance of all the products that you are using. In the hosting, what the hosting will entails to, there will be at least 3 servers which will be sitting aside depending upon the number of students. If you have 15 to 20,000 students, that you want us to provide an online learning portal, we will give you one server which will be dedicated as a database server where all the information will reside. There'll be a web server where this application will reside, the one that we teach through. And the third will be the file server. So let's say somebody wants to put out a curriculum. That's where it will sit. And the reason of separating all these three is so accessibility and vulnerability and the way the files are retrieved become very easy. And that entails the whole hosting. Obviously, this will be our process that we will be doing. So we will do the best way that it will provide you the services. Data entry process. What does that include? Very short, in a short words, it is you enter every student into the system. You enter every teacher into the student, and then you enter what class a student is taking with what teacher. You can see the depth that is required to put the data entry. Course creations, obviously, in the beginning, every year, we will have to create courses for you. Then we have to maintain the data, or data entry process will include maintaining the data. And the reason is because students come and go, they forget their passwords, so all these things have to be maintained. And the third is, which I think we will cover ourselves, is uploading the matrices. And matrices you will find out more when Janet go over those things with you. Developing standards. This was one of the points that I had in the beginning, how OLK12 will provide services in developing these standards. Again, the standards are that what you want the students to achieve at the end of the courseware. So 8th grade student taking maths, at the beginning of the year you say, okay, what I want my students to know by the end of this year. And that's where you start developing standards, and you say, okay, I want not only that they will know these things, I want them to create such and such traits in their learning habits. We will examine your curriculums, and I think we have to look into detail and work with your administration to create those. And it has to, this work is done hand in hand. It just cannot be done by ourselves. We have to work very closely with certain targeted teachers, and that's how we use it. Then we will determine the competencies, how we determine the competencies out of these curriculums. Then we'll align them together, and then we build the matrices for you. This is a matrix looks like. It basically assessment, what you see is, for example, this is your matrix for a math, and month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, and then the standard review at the end. And you see how the introduction went this particular month when you started teaching a course. And these time frames change according to your needs. That's what I said. We have to work very closely with you folks to figure it out. What is the time frame? What are the standards that you want to meet during that time frame? So you want to see if the creativity and innovation is there for a student. He's been able to communicate and collaborate, and that's the traits that he's building. So every month you see how he did or she did, and then you compare it when you go to the second month or second tenure, and then at the end of the term or at the end of the year, you put down a complete analysis of what has been achieved. And that at the end of this, it becomes a web page with all the cumulative information which the students can see. And Janet will show you that piece. Professional development is very important. It's a research-based strategies, classroom management, literacy development, and content development. Obviously, you have the contents. You want to know what this content will mean to you. So with that, I will close my presentation here, and Janet will elaborate on any questions or any piece that you would like her to address in this particular presentation. Thank you for your time.